going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us here on Northern Life. We're all back together, and apparently the memo was to wear tan when we all got back together.
What the heck, Hunter?
I didn't get the memo. What the heck's going on
On
here?
Wednesdays, we wear tan.
I guess we do. I thought it was pink or something. I don't even have pink on, so there we go. But
yeah, I like yours, though. It's very 4th of July.
thank you. A little patriotic going on here, so boom, there you go. But good to have everybody back, of course.
Yeah,
Certainly, yeah.
It is. I enjoy when all three of us are here.
Yes.
Always fun.
Yep.
Well, let's start off on Wednesday with some inspirational news, shall we? Running a marathon typically takes months, if not years, of preparation, but there's a Wisconsin man who tackled an even more challenging marathon. This guy named Clay just ran a Culver's Marathon Challenge where he went running from Culver's to Culver's, eating cheese curds and concrete mixers at each of the locations, completing a 26.2-mile marathon distance while he was out there going between restaurant to restaurant.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's my kind of marathon right there. If I were to do a marathon, that's what I'd probably do.
Just sweating cheese and dairy. Man, yeah, that'd be quite the stomach you'd have too, waking up in the morning. Your muscles hurting and your stomach probably hurting too.
Yeah.
I can barely drink water while I run because I feel like it gives me a side ache. So I can't imagine eating like cheese curds in the concrete mixer and all of the butter burgers that are just so good from Culver's. Yeah, it'd be very
It's me,
tempting.
but like if you're running and like eating and stuff, like don't you kind of have to go to the bathroom at some point too? Like isn't that a factor in play as well?
Culver's has pretty nice bathrooms. I'm sure
They do.
maybe made a stop.
But then you go right back into running. I mean, it just sounds horrible for your
Yeah.
body. Ooh.
True. I'd love to know his splits on his miles. See how
Yes.
fast
Yeah.
he was going toward the end. Ooh.
Probably 18 minutes.
Yeah, not fun at all. Well, listen, coming up on today's show, it looks like just a small piece of plastic, of course, but the makers of the Bartifier claim it can help you create more than 480 cocktails right at home. Rachel Hackbarth plans to put it to the test, and this week's Does It Work? Looks like it's going to be an interesting one, of course.
And
Always an interesting
portable
Yeah.
cocktail
I like
mixer.
that.
Cocktails on the road,
Take
but
it.
safely, of course.
yeah,
Take it anywhere with you. Yeah. Well, also ahead, a farmer in Wisconsin shares a photo from a tornado that is pretty impossible to believe. Plus, a Minnesota soccer player meets the two men who saved his life out on the field during a game. Until then, it might be time to stop listening to the age-old adage, you should never go to bed angry. That is because clinical psychologists say trying to resolve problems before bed might mean quick discussions that overlook individual needs. It may also delay your sleep, which could then lead to less control of your emotions. So instead, some experts say a good night's rest could help reset the brain, which then means it could help partners engage in more thoughtful communication. And if you're too angry to sleep, experts recommend committing to a time and place for a follow-up discussion to help calm your mind.
Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that, but I think for my own personal self, very important for me to settle conversations before I go to bed, because if I don't and I'm left wondering about what's going on in the other person's mind, there's no chance I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be way too worked up. So yeah, I think I kind of have to stay in the, address it before or immediately,
Setting a date would not help you go to sleep
No.
right away. Like, let's talk about this in the morning. That's
Oh
not
my
gonna
gosh.
work.
No, especially it'd be horrible if someone's like, how about next week I'm free on what? I'd be like, panicked. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be significant others, even if it's like, your boss or something. You say, hey,
Yes.
let's talk about this tomorrow at 8 a.m. You're going to
Yes.
go, I wonder how this conversation's going to go. Yeah.
Right. Your mind just plays out 800 scenarios
Yeah.
that are all extremely different and all extremely equally as daunting
Yeah.
too. So
Let's figure it out right now.
Yep.
if you're in the dating world, it sounds like clipping a coupon could actually help score you a second date. A new survey from Top Cashback found that 56% of Americans think using a coupon on a first date is totally acceptable, and 28% even called frugality attractive.
Oh, spicy.
Well, how about this? More than half say that showing off with your money is actually a turnoff. So all in all, the study shows today's singles are more into smart saving than big spending.
Wow.
That seems like it would be a nice quality to have.
Yes,
You don't
right.
want to watch your, person you're pursuing just letting the money go.
Exactly.
That's
Unless
not
they're
a very...
filthy rich, of course.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That'd be kind of sweet.
Yeah, exactly. But it's good to have somebody who's your partner who's smart with money and able to build your dreams together and all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
So there you go. There you go.
It shows responsibility,
Responsibility.
too. Here's something that Mary does not appreciate that I do out in public. If I have cash on hand, and let's say the bill is like $42, okay? I have $20 in cash in my pocket. I use the cash first, and so then I only have to pay $22 on a card.
Oh, so it's like a discount.
It's kind of like a discount. You know what I'm talking about? But she'd prefer like just spend the $42 on the credit card,
Sure.
and then just you still have the $20
But,
later.
but here's the thought. Don't you have a credit card with points, though? Like,
Yeah.
like if you use more.
That's
so
true.
What's your
But then the
response to that,
statement's
Ryan?
higher. You know?
That's true. That's true.
But your points are higher.
I feel like
credit score's better, maybe?
spending the cash first is almost kind of like a discount. It's almost like having a coupon. You're like, oh, I only spent $22 on it. Because you kind of
Interesting.
forgot about the $20 in cash.
It's so true, yeah.
I like that.
Especially like when you can pay for the whole thing in cash, because then it's free.
It's free. It's quite literally free.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hey, down in Iowa, one community is coming together to keep the lights on in their town, and it's all thanks to a soda machine they have. This pop machine helps keep the street lights on in Frankville, Iowa. Mike Maccabee came up with the idea. It costs around $1,400 a year to keep the 8 street lights on in town. But dollar by dollar, that pop machine right there pays for about a month of free street lights. The rest is covered by community fundraisers in Frankville.
I don't think I've bought a pop out of a vending machine, like other than in this station, in years. So that's crazy that's working. That's a cool little thing we got
Right.
going.
Well, there's where you can spend your cash, Ryan.
There you go.
Machine there in Hunter's Coins.
There we go. Yeah.
don't
if
even
I
know
save
if-
my coins up.
Don't even know if they'd accept a 20. Also, just like
Yeah.
thinking back as a kid, it feels like the coldest pop in the world used to come out of those vending machines.
Yes. Oh, that was
Yeah.
tasty.
Oh, crispy.
Big old Diet Coke or whatever. Just,
Oh, so good. Like a Diet Mountain Dew. Too good.
Yep.
Like coming up after the break, a smart cocktail maker could help you make hundreds of different drinks. We'll check it out next here on Northern Line.
Welcome back, folks, for this week's Does It Work product. It's an item that was created by a professional bartender to bring the quality of a high-end cocktail bar into your home.
And the drinks apparently taste like they were made by a pro. We'll see just how well it works with Rachel Hackbarth.
Gwen Robles can create just about any concoction from the bottles she finds on these cabinets. But could the Bar to Fire cocktail maker help her come up with even more ideas?
Have you ever seen one of these before?
I have not. This is new to me. I don't even think I've heard of this before.
Here's how it works. For $39.99, we get this cup with dividers.
Like just a piece of plastic.
Accessing the free app is supposed to turn that small piece of plastic into a drink-making machine.
Go to the cabinet screen, then select ingredients you have at home. Okay.
After a quick registration, we just pick out our drink we want to make.
A Tokyo iced tea. Is that pretty tricky, or how is?
Well, it's one that I'm not used to making, so that's why I decided let's grab this one.
Step by step, we follow along with these images.
All right, there's our vodka. It's a little messy. These slots are a little small compared to an actual jigger.
Our cup of ice is quickly starting to look more like a Tokyo tea.
This is actually a pretty accurate little pour. I mean, it does look right.
Looks on point, but does the taste hit the mark?
What does it taste like?
Tastes like the Tokyo tea.
Just a few steps and one Bar to Fire cup. This bartender thinks this cocktail creator works. And while she isn't going to be using it at her bar, she believes it could be useful at home.
I will say if you're not used to mixing cocktails, you're not a seasoned bartender, this could be definitely a good friend to have.
For Does It Work? I'm Rachel Ackbarth.
So you're basically paying $40 for a measuring cup. That's basically what you're getting. You get the app,
Yeah.
I guess. You get the information on how to make the drinks, but you could easily look that up for free on any, I don't know, there's bar websites out there and things like that.
You're going to look at 380 or 400 plus different cocktails, though, Hunter.
That's
you could,
true.
You can make something every day.
What if I want a Bahama Mama? I just look it up online or whatever, and it'll tell me, oh, Bahama Mama, 3 parts this, 2
Why
parts
did
that.
you have to say Bahama Mama like that?
I don't know, it's a weird thing. I don't know. Bahama Mama. It's one of my favorite drinks.
So it sounds good.
It does.
Sounds
it
very
does.
good. $40 seems like a lot, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's move
I'll
on.
put 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Let's order a Bahama Mama next time we're out in town. Over in Chicago, a DoorDash driver took a notable wrong turn at O'Hare International Airport. Authorities say a 36-year-old man mistakenly drove past a gate and headed into a restricted area, ending up parked next to a grounded plane on the tarmac. Yeah, Chicago aviation officials say the incident didn't cause any disruptions to their operations, and officials at DoorDash say it appears the driver simply got lost while making a delivery.
Oh, yeah.
You're in what terminal?
Yeah.
We got an increase the security if a driver can get through the gates. Of the,
Which gate are you at?
Oh
yeah.
my
That's
gosh.
scary. This reminds me of in the Office episode where Michael Scott drives like right into the
In the
water.
lake.
I imagine the GPS was like, turn here. And the guy's like, okay, right in the middle of these planes? Sure.
Looks good to me.
Sometimes, yeah, it doesn't work out.
Can't trust technology
No,
these
you
days.
can't. Not all the time. Let's talk a little bit about the future of fast food. Dozens of industries are changing, and that includes incorporating new technology like artificial intelligence.
Our affiliate down in Kentucky got to stop by a White Castle who's now using an AI order-taking system to relieve some of their team members. Madison Carmouche shows us how it works.
The workforce is changing, and the drive-through is no different.
Welcome to White Castle. To begin ordering, agree to the terms by saying, okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do you want to try a 12-piece chicken ring?
Julia is interactive. She is an artificial intelligence that takes orders in the drive-thru. She enhances the customer's experience by helping our team member take the order.
When customers arrive to the Frankfort White Castle location, they must agree to Julia's terms and conditions before she can assist them.
They are able to say help, and that'll prompt the headset to our team members, and then we can take the orders ourselves so that they will be able to be with a real person.
Customers like Charles Scott say, like all technology, there are some occasional hiccups, but he understands this may not be where the AI use stops.
Anytime you go online or if you Google something, it's AI giving you a response. The window, I guess before too long, AI and robots will be cooking our food.
General Manager Elizabeth Page says team members were apprehensive at first, but have come to enjoy the extra intelligence on deck.
For like our community and people just to keep an open mind about Julia, it's definitely new. It's just something that the world is kind of coming to these days.
AI systems like Julia give employees one less thing to worry about while remaining employed. In Frankfort, Madison Carmouche, WKYT.
Immediate no.
Really?
No.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. Every time I try to
to
voice text, Siri cannot understand
No.
whatever I'm saying. And she says the total wrong word. My order is going to be all janked up on the screen there. I don't
Tough.
I think it's going to take
Also-
more time than less time, with
Yeah.
correcting everything and having it. Yeah, exactly.
You know what's
Why not?
crazy? The Diet Coke I got in the vending machine today says Julia on the on the name thing.
Can you try to talk to him?
Hello. Also, how to be that guy, in the drive-thru getting interviewed when you're in the White Castle drive-thru,
Right.
That's the
yeah,
worried about robots making your burgers.
I didn't want anybody seeing me
Just
today.
get my crave case
Yeah,
and
yeah.
move on.
Like coming up after the break, a photo you got to see. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Before we get to this next story, a warning, the image is a little graphic. Our director, Shania, just said, oh my gosh, in my ear. So last week, Wisconsin saw tornado damage that is sadly all over Dodge County. But one farmer lost just about everything, but has an amazing photo you won't believe that shows the power of the wind of a tornado. So Bob Schwant and his family are cleaning up around his 300-acre farm in Juneau, Wisconsin.
No.
The winds were so intense that one of Bob's cows was impaled with a 2x4, but amazingly, as you can tell, the cow survived the incident. As for the farm, there is more work to be done to clean everything up, but he says he was super appreciative of friends and the community to come help out. But I mean,
So sad.
just a wild image.
Yes,
and
'cause
that cow doesn't even know.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just
right.
was like, what's in my
yeah.
body? Oh, that's so sad.
discomfort I've got this side of my
Oh,
ouch.
man.
Poor
Yeah.
cow. Thinking of you, cow. To our south here in Minnesota, a soccer player is lucky to be alive after he was saved by his opponents during cardiac arrest. Will Hall shares that moment when both sides got to meet again.
Derek.
You're okay. If you look close enough,
I'm more than okay.
you'll find miracles.
Hey, Scott.
Buddy.
Good to see you, man.
You too.
Thank you.
Everywhere you look.
I'm Sierra,
Scott.
his wife.
This is
Nice
my
to
wife.
meet you.
And for Nils Gulbranson,
Thank you.
March 19th
The last thing I remember
is a day full of them.
was the second half started.
The 25-year-old was playing in his weekly men's league soccer game that night.
And by that point, you were laying on your back, weren't recovering, started to turn a little purple.
When all of a sudden, he went into cardiac arrest.
Couldn't feel a pulse, so we started CPR for probably 6 minutes.
That's when opponents Derek Eklund and Scott Hunter,
Derek was more on point, I would say.
quickly became Nils' biggest teammates.
I didn't
Those teammates,
see myself on the floor.
miraculously, both work in the medical field.
And then luckily someone brought in an AED.
The M Health Fairview Sports Center also miraculously contained AEDs.
You stopped breathing again, lost your pulse, and we did have to use the defibrillator. A couple more minutes of CPR, and again, you started breathing again, getting more color back.
By the grace of God, you guys were there, and you came over and you saved my life.
Nils was diagnosed with arrhythmogenic right ventricular cardiomyopathy.
And you got a little bit of a life-saving device in there in case.
Yes, right. I have an SICD with a little wire that's not this wire, of course, going up my sternum.
A rare genetic condition
Monitoring me 24/7.
that affects the heart's right ventricle.
If anything if there's irregular beats, if there's whatever, it'll just shock me back. Is the rest of my life going to have to change probably a little bit? But I mean, I'm grateful because I'm alive.
And that's
right?
A miracle.
I'm here. Can I give you both a hug again, though?
Absolutely, of course.
Thank you.
You think, what if they weren't there? But they were there. And so I am eternally, forever, just beyond grateful.
This is something, all of us are going to share forever, you know.
In Woodbury.
And I'm not going to forget this.
Will Hall, KARE 11 Sports.
It was a team effort that, hey, we get the outcome that we needed, and thank God you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty incredible.
Very lucky that all those people were in that place, the right place at the right time. You don't think something like that can happen to younger folks? But
Right.
It can happen to anybody easily.
Yeah, and goes to show just how important it is too to know how to use those
Yeah.
AEDs that are around, and important to have them anywhere near where athletics are happening, but just anywhere in general where people are, because like we said, cardiac arrest can happen at any time.
Yep.
Yeah, and good on those two gentlemen to jump into action. I'm sure it's cool being a health professional, but when you're away from the job in a way to do it when you're not on the clock.
Yes,
also good on them. Well, hey, when we come back, a great story for tomorrow and a big day today up in Hermantown.
Welcome back, folks. When we see you again tomorrow, as we near the end of the school year, a southern Minnesota school bus driver is reaching a milestone. We'll meet the woman who's making a difference in her students' lives for 57 years now. That's going to be a nice story.
Yeah, I got to watch it as I was putting the show together today. Obviously, we'll show you the full thing tomorrow, but I was tearing up a little bit.
Really?
We talk a lot about how parents have a lot of patience. I can't even imagine school bus drivers, the patience they have, especially when I was a kid, probably jumping up and back in the back of the bus.
Throwing stuff.
Plus kids in the back.
And she does it with a smile, looks like, too. Well, before we go today, for our viewers catching us at 12:30, the Hermantown Bass Pro Shops Outpost is going to be holding its grand opening celebration tonight. It's going to start with some live music from country music singer and songwriter Blaine Holcomb at 5 o'clock. Then at 6 tonight, a ribbon cutting ceremony will be held. If you're catching us at 6:30 or on YouTube, you can now stop by and see what they have to offer at that new shop. Which, it does look pretty impressive when you drive by. I know we've had a couple other stores in there too, so it'll be exciting to see what Bass Pro Shops has done.
Yeah,
sure, yeah. Might have to take a couple days off, go fishing, and go there first. That'd be kind of fun.
There you go.
I feel like I gotta get my Fisher starting kit, an
there we
angler
go.
starting kit. Yeah,
I can help you with that.
really
Let's
get
do
into
it.
that this summer.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. We love you.
Yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Wednesday.
Find some time to throw a line, or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.